What exactly learning and development specialists do all day? Seriously, what? Most of the times employees see learning and development specialists when there is a sort of learning and development activity going on, right? But what else do we do all day? Trust me, I had the same question in my head 6 years ago when I was just thinking about learning and development. So in this video, I wanted to share with you what a learning and development specialist does all day. In this video, I want to focus on 5 main areas: face-to-face and online training, onboarding, employee well-being, succession planning. Start with the most apparent activity: the organization of any learning and development activities for employees in your company. As an employee, what you see is the learning event itself. So let's see what actually needs to be done for this event to happen. Let's say that you're organizing a training. These are the list of activities that need to happen before that. First, you need to identify what problem the learning activity needs to solve. This is usually done through face-to-face meetings or group discussion. One meeting is often not enough to come up with a clear idea, action plan, or a SMART goal. Once this is done, the planning comes into place. You need to decide on the date, duration, venue, location, catering, and list of participants. You need to block people's calendar and send invite, prepare a flyer. The earlier you do it, the better. The next question is the training is internal or it is external training? If it is internal, you might have internal subject matter expert who will deliver the session, or you might need to search for a third party, right? Researching for a third party takes time and allow for this minimum 2 months in advance. You need to explore solutions available on the market, meet the company, meet facilitators, and explain them the requirement. Usually you will need to present 3 proposals for management to make a decision, or if you are a decision maker, to make a right decision. Once you have a provider, you would need to initiate the payment or registration process and agree to terms and conditions. You would also need to see if you need any pre-tests or pre-assessment for participants to be done before the training. You need to be present at the learning event even you're not facilitating it. It would be best if you welcome people, see their engagement in the room, the energy and the expertise of facilitator as well. But of course, if you are the one who needs to facilitate the training, then it's entirely different story and different setup and different level of preparation. After the event, you need to collect employees' feedback and analyze whether the learning event met its goals. If you're curious how to measure learning and development activities, check one of my past videos where I go in details about it. As learning and development specialist, you will also look after any mandatory training that is required by the government of the country. For example, in hotel industry, you have pool lifeguards who need to be recertified every 3 years. In hospitals and clinic, nurses also have some kind of mandatory recertification that they need to go every 3 years, and so on. Now, of course, face-to-face training is only one out of so many other learning activities. A huge part of learning and development is online training. That will much depend on your organization, but the general idea is that you would have a learning platform with online courses, videos, articles, and employees would have access to it. You need to help employees with access, platform navigation, and constantly work on enriching the platform with new content. You also might promote or look after any user-generated learning content, help people to create it, film it, and upload it. To increase platform usage and the number of courses, you might do learning challenges or competitions. You might also have some mandatory trainings related to health and safety, compliance, or any other topic that is relevant for your organization. As learning and development specialist, you will need to make sure that all mandatory courses are completed on time. Employee onboarding and assimilation. In my experience, learning and development usually looks after of the onboarding of new employees. Onboarding can be online or face-to-face. Onboarding can last from 1 hour to 3 days or even a week, depending on the business and the company side. The onboarding would typically include the company's overview, history, values, mission, policies, show around, and so on. Depending on the business, you might also be involved in initial on-the-job training plans and make sure employees have all support to successfully pass the probation period. Learning and development specialists are responsible for employee well-being as well. This is a huge part of any business or HR strategy these days. Depending on the company and the business, you might organize health awareness session, talks about nutrition, mental health, physical health, health checkups, financial health, anything you can think of. Another task on the plate of learning and development specialists is career development and succession planning. This process usually involves assessing the organization's current talent pool, identifying that critical roles and positions, and then creating development plans for potential successors. Once you have the skill gaps that you need to close, together with selected employees, you will make a career development plan that needs to be executed. It can involve searching for a specialized online course, attending professional events. It can include executive coaching or mentoring. So how actually a typical day of learning and development specialist looks like, let me show you. So let's say if we are looking at typical Monday, in the morning you're going to have, of course you would need to check your emails, you need to prepare for the weekly HR meeting, that the meeting will happen. Then, for example, you might have a meeting to understand learning and development needs for one of the departments. Then you're gonna break for lunch. Then you might spend some time on searching on your provider for next communication skills training. Then you will spend time on the searching for the catering and venue for another training. Then you might meet a supplier to finalize, for example, personal finance webinar or masterclass that you want to give to employees as part of wellbeing journey. Then you spend some time on creation of the customized online learning journey for one of the departments. And then you might have a meeting with director of sales to discuss his or her career development plan for this year. And then you might end your day with weekly operations walk. This is basically if you work in the hotel, you would walk around, say hi to employees, see what is happening, just see people and so on. Let me know in the comments if you would be interested in part 2 of this video, because honestly, I have mentioned and described approximately 50% of what can be part of your day as learning and development specialist. There are many other things that I couldn't just fit in this video. If you're thinking about transitioning into learning and development and you're not sure where to start, learn how to transition to learning and development within your current company from one of my old videos here. Thank you very much for watching this video. For more learning and development tips and behind the scenes, please check and follow my Instagram channel. I share a lot of things there. My DM I always open for you. Bye for now.